Leroy, but it's not able. All the flags are back in base. We've got 2 minutes left. Are we going to see any caps in this first half? Such a tight affair here. BSG desperately needing the win if they're going to have a chance of getting in the final. Of course, a win for BSG would send us to overtime. It's not done on aggregate scores, but we've still got a whole half of TagPro on Boombox to go before we see that happening. ZRW has grabbed Newcomb and Baz looking to shut him down, and they once again do. Fatman and ZRW really struggling to get away this half.
Yeah, Newcomb and Bass are really shut it down on defense, and I think that's their first priority. Just don't let any caps in, and just give the opportunity to Nerol and Mike to get caps, because they both should be able to get caps if they keep the flag.
Fatman is away here, though. He came with a rolling bomb. It was neutralised. He's got past Newcomb and Baz. Baz has managed to get back ahead of him. Nerol has grabbed at the other end. He might go for a kiss here, but no. Fat gets the return. Mike C has got the regrab. And Fatman being kind of, he's got blockers in Leroy. In fact, I'm not sure if that was intentional. Newcomb hunts for the return. Doesn't quite get it, but Baz gets it a second time. Mike C could bring it in here. He's still got a hell of a lot of work to do. And what I've noticed we've seen a lot this time is teams grabbing whilst the flag's out of base, which is kind of like a kind of risky strategy, but we've seen it happen quite a lot. But Nerol is coming in here. Sorry to cut you off. Nerol's coming in here. Baz has got a TagPro, so Baz could lead him through. But, Fat's managed to grab and get away and possibly save his team, save the half for his team. And Fat might go pick up a rolling bomb here. He does, and he returns Nerol. But Mike C is at the other end for the regrab. And he heads top, and that's a risky move. And he's returned, but Fat is stuck in the middle at the minute. Newcomb gets the grab at the other end, and I think that's a risky grab. He's got to stay alive here as Newcomb. And he managed to do so, and they managed to force Fat down, but getting a little bit loose, I'd say, BSG there. The strategy's getting a little bit risky. They've still got a lot of time. Newcomb goes for the kiss. He does so. We've got 5 seconds left. I don't think even Nero can get across to the other side of the map at the same time. So 0-0, the first half finishes, and hopefully we can bring you some caps in the second half. What are your immediate thoughts, Devil and Chris?
I think defenses have been really solid, like for... Ballis and Germain managed to keep the flag in base a lot, while Red Bull Salzburg really managed to keep offensive defense really well, and being able to reset several times in spite of getting a lot of regrab trains against them. But that being said, I think if Mike C and Nerol kind of loosen up a little bit in the second half and takes a few more risks on offense, that instead of just backtracking as much as they've done, I think they have a good chance of winning this second game.
I forgot to do the kits again, but I'm going to do it on time this time. It's all right. They asked if the stream was ready. I said yes, and I was like, no, but they launched. Whoops. But we'll be back with you very shortly. Second half is loading as we speak. BSG going to... I'm fancying BSG coming in.
Back to group.
Oh, back to group. That's my bad.
Yeah, I think BSG could... They look like they've got it together more, and I was pleased to be right with my prediction about it being a really tight tie. But I think they might just edge it. If a little bit more luck goes their way, or if their offense is a bit less afraid to try riskier plays, they could definitely take the lead in this game.
Yeah, I definitely think they have a good chance. But that being said, Red Bull Salzburg do have CRW and Factman on offense, and even though they haven't really done much except from the first half, which basically won them the first game, if they kind of turn back on in the second half, they could really provide a challenge for Saint-Germain. But I think right now their main priority is not letting any caps in, because the tie will see them through to the final.
So people on the stream, give your thoughts about who is going to take it in this game. A little bit of gossip on the stream. Apparently, Liddy Lid has got lag and might not be playing tonight, or that just might be people stirring things up a little bit. That might be interesting for the game after this. But right now, we are still here with Red Bull Salzburg and BSG. Second half of the second game getting underway. BSG need a win. A draw is enough for Red Bull Salzburg to take them through to the final. I will be joining it very shortly.
And we can see 3 Duke Deuces at the start of the power-ups. Which means one team will start with 2 juke juices, probably an attack.
2, 1, 1.
Just know it's like a 1 in 27 chance of that happening.
Really?
I had to get it in, some point in the stream.
Isn't that the case with any power-up combination?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, no, because you could have like two of one and one of another, and that's kind of higher. But
Rams, you and your stats, and
it's not as bad as new comps.
you love getting that in every time though. You're a new comp to wannabe, I think. Sorry for the brief delay to the stream there. As people saw, just as we loaded up, suddenly I was just zoomed in like 1,000 times and couldn't zoom out. It was a bit ridiculous, but it's all good and working now. The kits are right. I actually have some sort of clue what I'm doing, and we have got 9 minutes left. Nothing happening too exciting in the first minute there. BSG attacking from right to left here, looking to grab that red flag that you see on your screens. As ZRW grabs and gets returned. Fatman's got to re-grab new comps with a nice return there. 9 minutes left for BSG to get something. They need a cap desperately, or they are out of ELTP Season 2. And Baz is a
power-ups now, aren't we?
Say again?
We're on power-ups, and we've got just like 1 juke juice outstanding now, I believe.
As the... I'm very confused what's going on. Oh, ZRW is coming in here, sorry. He's got his juke juice runs out, but his new comp is waiting for that snipe. And he gets the snipe. Very good work there. Fatman's got the regrab train going, and BSG going to have to shut this regrab train down soon. If they don't, they might be under the cosh a bit. The pressure might get to them a little bit as Fatman runs the map a little bit as Newcomb gets chased him, but Newcomb gets a return. ZRW has got the regrab, and Nero and Mike see they want to grab, but they just can't as it currently stands. But they manage to, Newcomb shuts down ZRW, and the regrab train is stopped. This is going to allow Mike C and Nero to grab, but it's power up time as Newcomb and Baz battle for the right, and they're currently locked in to that bottom right corner. It's a TagPro as well. I don't think Fatman and Newcomps are going to give it up easy. Nero had a rolling bomb which is neutralised, and I think ZRW might have a rolling bomb at the bottom there. Finally, they get the TagPro when Baz comes to help out, but at the expense of a free grab for ZRW, who gets away with that rolling bomb. Could that be costly? Getting that TagPro hasn't done much for them yet, but ZRW is coming in here. He's only got 1 to beat, but Newcomb storms in through the top and gets the return, and now Baz has got the TagPro and clearing the way a little bit for Mike C. And he could come in here, could Mike C. He's only got 1 to beat. Fatman's coming in. Fatman's going to grab, I think. Fatman does grab. Newcomb gets the return. Mike C cuts! And that's exactly what BSG needed. They've taken the lead in the second game. We've already played 13 minutes, and we finally got a cap. It goes to BSG. And as it currently stands, we would have overtime, but we've got a long way to go. But BSG, for the first time in 33 minutes of TagPro, are in the lead. What do you reckon to that, Devil? Exciting stuff now, definitely. It's on. The game is on.
Yeah, I think this will open up the game a lot. And even though it was a risky play, Baz getting that TagPro really proved vital for BSG.
But ZRW is coming in here. I'm sorry, it's going off. Leroy gives the blocks. Mike C has to grab. And Fat had the TagPro, so Mike C was forced to roll through the flag. And ZRW hit him back immediately. And maybe this game's going to start to open up now. Baz has got away in the meantime, but Fatman's got the juke juice. And ZRW and his team immediately hit him back there. Red Bull Salzburg equalising this game up. And as it stands, they would be going through to the final to face the winners of Tagenham and Rolling BC, which we have coming up as soon as this game finishes. Nero has got the regrab, but Fatman is away here. Mike C not able to get the regrab. Newcomp's getting a face full of spike. And Fatman is, Nero just biding his time there. The flag is returned. Newcomp is back in base, so Nero could bring it in here. ZRW is there as well. He's currently ahead of only 1 Nero, and Nero gets the return. Mike C has got the regrab, and the regrab train's well and truly underway, but the power-ups are spawning, and Fatman's got TagPro. He just kind of happened to roll into that. There is a juke juice left, which Baz is going to pick up. Baz a little bit out of position here, and Mike C is going to pick up a juke juice from the right as well, but ZRW has got away here. He's following Fatman. It's ambulance through traffic time here. That TagPro is going to run out soon, though, but is it going to last long enough? He's coming in. He runs out. Oh, Baz gets a return, and Newcomp manages to get away, and Newcomp's ahead of 4 here, I think, but he's forced to go along the bottom. He goes for that boost, but Fat gets it first and gets the return. This is getting exciting here as Baz gets the grab this time. It's all getting a bit loose. He tries to split Fat and Leroy, but the flags return, and all the flags are back in base, but not for long as ZRW grabs his splits Baz and Newcops, and he gets away through too. Mikesy and Nero need to get in position here, or the game's going to get away from them. He's rolling in his ZRW. The blocks are there, but Mikesy gets a return. Fatman with that regrab. Is Baz going to shut him down? Baz just probably playing some contain. He goes through the gate, and Baz shuts it down. 5 minutes left. Woo, exciting stuff.
Yeah, a lot happening in a short time. And right now we're getting a battle for Brooks, which probably will seal a break in the game, but apparently not a lot because Nerol just grabbed.
Nerol has grabbed. There is a rolling bomb in the left, but Nerol is away ahead of 2 here, but ZRW's got away at the other end, even though Newcomb's had that. And the flag is returned. It's only Mike C in the way. Mike C, he chooses not to. Mike C doesn't go for the grab with that rolling bomb, and that could cost his team. Fat has called stop. And they're going back to group, but the decision making there from Mike C, I mean, I know it's so hard to do just in the middle of it, but it seemed with that rolling bomb he should have grabbed. What do you think?
I mean, at least he should have made sure that he was between the flag carrier and the flag, because that was just an overcommitting that he didn't need to do right there.
Yeah, he should have grabbed. Like, I think he just should have grabbed. He had a rolling bomb. It was the best decision to make.
I mean, it doesn't even matter if he had a rolling bomb. Even if he hadn't made a rolling bomb, that decision was not a good decision.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, the rolling bomb would have definitely validated him grabbing.
I mean, yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, it seemed like just the grab and return could have all happened in one time, but he just, I don't know what happened to his position there. I mean, it's so harsh to criticize great players for one little mistakes, but it was such a, I mean, in a split second, but it just looked all wrong, didn't it? And that, I mean, that could cost us the game.
So new contests here. Do you have anything to say about that?
I just want to know if it's a cap or not, because they said stop.
Oh, well, I think they said stop after the cap, didn't they?
No, before the cap. It was largely before the cap.
Was it when did they grab? As in, did they grab before or after they called stop?
I mean, I don't. Is it both flags that have to be on, or?
Both flags have to
Did
be
Mike
home.
C do that on purpose?
Though it's in the interest of the party who are calling stop to kind of pop themselves, but obviously not if you've got a clear way to home. I mean, the stop happens at break of play, and that is when both flags are at home. I think. Let me just double check the rules.
I mean, from what I saw, it was. I mean, D, well, Chris, hopefully you can fill it in. It seemed that just about as they capped, they called stop, but the flag was grabbed much before the time where stop was called. And I mean, in my opinion, stop didn't actually influence the game. I don't know.
When in the rules, it's when the opposing team does not have the flag. We didn't have the flag, so it's not a cap.
I need to know when it was called. When the stop was called.
The stop was called before the cap. I am sure. Before the last cap, I'm sure.
Luckily, this game's been
before the cap.
streamed. Luckily, this game's been streamed, so we can actually just look back, almost action replay, and you can actually see what's happened if we need. So it looks like we're going to have a. I mean, ZRW is asking if they're ready, but I think we're going to have a delay while we work out if that's a captain, I guess, and maybe we could do that somewhere like the captain's room, if it needs to be.
No, I am quite sure that our flag was returned. They said stop before their cap, and our flag was returned so that they capped. So I'm sure that our flag was back.
Yeah, so you had a flag, it was returned, and then they called stop before it was returned. But the return was before the cap, obviously.
Yes.
This is where we have a look. So I'm just checking both sets of rules.
So and obviously people on the stream, I'm sure you don't need telling, but this, I mean, this could be decisive here. I mean, RBS will take a 2-1 lead, and there's not much time left for BSG to get to 2 caps they would need to get back into this. So obviously they are desperate for it to stay at 1-1, but whether it is, I mean, obviously Newcomb's in there, but Evil, Chris, what are your thoughts? And everyone else be quiet. Oh, have you worked it out?
No, I'm going down to one of the other teams. So
yeah, cool. Has Newcomb left? Has Newcomb left?
Yeah, that is good for Newcomb.
Has Newcomb left? Is he here? Newcomb's still here?
He's not in this room.
Good. All right. I think Newcomb's talking shit and he's clutching at straws here. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that was a cap. But it all happened so quickly, but it seemed like a cap.
Well, assuming what Newcomb said is true, and I would say it's in the spirit of rules that when you call stop, you shouldn't be able to cap with flag. And as soon as your flag is returned, it should be back to group.
Maybe
I think that would be in the
maybe it
spirit
was
of
just.
the rules.
I agree, but I'm almost sure
yeah.
he called stop like as it was capped. Like literally, as soon as they capped, they called stop. I thought it happened, or maybe I just didn't notice because a lot was happening.
I didn't notice it until after the cap, so I don't know myself.
If the stop was called, I was always under the impression that if the team who called stop, if their flag gets returned, if their flag's in base when they call a stop, it stops then. Or if they're but if their flag wasn't if for instance if Red Bull's flag wasn't in base when they called the stop, then the cap should stand. But if their flag was in base, then the game should just stop overall.
So we'll give you a little update on the little arguing that's going on the chat. I mean, I reckon I should do new comps, yeah, and I mean one of you guys can pretend to be ZRW. We can act it out for people.
Okay.
Hang on, because when they keep talking, it keeps moving.
I will be a ZRW.
It is 1-1 seemingly according to the stop rules and my cut. When the opposing team does not have the flag or it has just been capped.
We called stop, but I'm not sure if it was when we capped. But we should talk.
You're not reading this. You're not reading the script. The script is on the group chat. What are you doing, Devil? Come on.
I do not do scripts.
Everyone having a little bitch fest. I thought we were going to get through the game, but it didn't happen. Newcomb's quoting all the rules at them. It's so ZRW essentially arguing why would our cap not count when we were the ones that were lagging. Newcomb said that you called stop.
I feel it's a little bit disingenuous to call stop and then get a cap. Getting a cap and then calling stop is fine, but the opposite way does not feel right with me.
Mike C saying that hopefully this is distracting from his terrible play. Mike C, you're wrong. That was fucking awful, but you are a great player, so you're allowed one fuck up, but this is a big one. So let's go back to that just because he tried to get out of it. What went through his mind, do you think, there? Was he trying to get the return really quickly, or...?
Honestly, I don't know. It looked like he was going for the return, but I'm not sure if he kind of stopped in the middle or whatever, because it looked kind of weird when he went through. But it might have just been a bad play on Mike C's part. Even so, like if he was not like trying to get a return and not going for the flag because they called a stop, I think that would be understandable. But again, I'm not sure if when exactly the stop was called.
Chris, are you keeping an eye on the group? What's happening there? They're still arguing?
There's a lot of arguing.
Yeah, it's getting heated in the group. It's definitely getting the rule book is out and people are looking into it by the looks of things.
Yeah, I can't say this was unexpected. So, Rams, do you have any inside information?
I do, because I have to make the decision, don't I?
Yeah.
We're still running off Season 2 rules as they're written. I can't change that because that's how they're written. I can change it for the final, but not during a game. So we'll stick with how it's written, which is the cap won't stand.
So are we sure the stop was called before the cap?
Yeah, the stop was called before the... I've been told the stop was called before the cap.
I mean, do both sides say that the...
That's this. I went to my channel, essentially, and they said that it was called when both teams had the flag. Which means that as soon as the opposing team's flag was returned, under Season 2 rules, that's a break of play.
Is that going to change for the Season 3 rules?
It's already changed in Season 3 rules, which were linked earlier.
I mean,
so.
just for devil's advocate's sake, because such a lot is at stake, is it 100% That, I mean, if we've got it on stream, surely it only takes someone to look at the stream and just double check when stop was called.
I've gone by what my team have actually told me, and that's when they've told me, and they said it was when both teams held their flag. I've gone by what they've said. They haven't said they called it after it was
You're not
camped.
going to be very popular in your team, are you, Rems?
They understand, but it's frustrating, and we have changed the rule for Season 3.
And you're not doing this so that you actually appear unbiased. This is your genuine... I mean, how can you truly be unbiased in this situation? Just people will want to know.
I have to go by how the rules are written. I mean, there's some discretion, but I have to go by how the rules are written for the most part, especially when someone's insisting that goes by how the rules are written.
The game is back underway, so that means that it is back to 1-1. That cap did not count, and BSG Newcompt has got his whiny little French way and somehow has managed to claw that cap back. We posted a straw poll in the chat link, so give your views on whether it should have been a cap or not as we get the game back underway. Quite exceptional scenes here, and could that come back to really bite RBS in the arse as Mike C gets away here and looking to give his team a lead after moments ago his mistake cost them almost probably a place in the final, almost certainly. But they've currently got the regrab train going. They've got 5 minutes to get back into this game, and I mean, Devo, we've seen a lot of TagPro, but this is quite exceptional.
This is going to be really interesting if BSG manages to get by with the win, especially if it's by 1 cap. That would be kind of hilarious, to be honest.
Hilarious / I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll find that in the chat afterwards if ZRW thinks that. But there's a long way to go as of yet. It is currently still RBS going through, and so all this might be just a moot point. But I think a lot of momentum with BSG is minute. Mike C gets a rolling bomb. That's neutralised, but he does get away. But he's got to try and get away from Fat with a juke juice, which isn't going to happen. They've got this regrab train, but they're slowly getting pinned further and further back, and it finally ends as Fat gets the return on Nero, which is going to allow Fatman and ZRW to try and grab at the other end and see if they can get back that cap that was taken away from them. It is 1-1. Sorry, our scoreboard is not currently working for you. We'll beat up Kira until he fixes it for hopefully next season. Obviously, just trying out these fancy new things. But yeah, still, we'll have a quick look at the score poll at some point as Nero gets the grab and the flag is home. He's still got a lot of work to do. Mike C trying to give him the blocks, trying to give him the gate. He does give him the gate. Oh, Leroy just rolls over it and gets a return. 3 minutes left for BSG. They are down and out if they do not get a cap. They've got 3 minutes to get a cap as people battle for the power-ups. Mike C going for the left. I think Mike C's going to go. No, Mike C's been pinned in for that left, but he's going to get it, and he said TagPro. Mike C's got a TagPro on the left. There's a rolling bomb middle, which is neutralised, and Baz and ZRW are just chilling out over that one on the right. It is a rolling bomb, which Baz gets. Mike C grabs with that TagPro. Maybe that wasn't the best decision, but it has allowed Nero to get a regrab. And Nero is away here. He's coming in. He's got a TagPro at home. There's only one to beat. It's going to be a cap here. It is massive controversy here. And suddenly, BSG are in the lead. They were 2-1 down, remember. The cap controversially ruled out. And now they are 2-1 in the lead. Absolute massive controversy here in this semi-final as Facman gets away. But if Facman gets in this cup, it's all like it's 2 minutes left. I can't keep up. It's amazing. Facman's coming in. Mike C forced to grab. Mike C manages to get away along the bottom. He's looking after Fatman. I mean, Dave, just please talk before I have a stroke.
Okay. Yeah, just going through that cap with Mike C. I think with Nero capping and Mike C having a TagPro, I think Mike C actually did a really good thing because grabbing with a TagPro and then dying means he go back to base and clear it out for Nero coming in with the regrab. It's a risky strat, but I think it's even more successful than just doing the regular train.
Nero has grabbed here. Oh, but it could be drama here. He's coming in. He's only got ZRW. He's only got Newcompt to beat. Newcompt's holding them off long enough for Baz to get there and probably saving his team there. Not that he's not already saved his team through, shall we say, diplomatic format. But ZRW is coming in along that back wall. Oh! He was a pixel off it! Can you believe that? He was a pixel off that! And there was so many balls in the way, and he just couldn't get it. I can't believe believe that wasn't a cap. Baz got the return and then got the grab and managed to get away. Oh, this semi-final is turning out to be everything we'd hoped to be and more. It looks like it was going to be a bit of a dull, dreary affair at one point. But Fat's coming in here! Fat should cap! Fat was going in the wrong direction. He didn't have the momentum to turn around in time and couldn't cap. I cannot believe Fat did not cap there. There's 45 seconds left. And a cap for RBS would knock BSG out here. There's 40 seconds. The flag's back home. There's a TagPro on D. Leroy's got a TagPro. He's taking them all out. Fat is still holding off. He's grabbed though. He's been returned. Baz goes for the snipe. He misses it. But Fat's still being held off. The TagPro's still live. He's boosting against the back wall. Baz is there. The TagPro runs out. Baz managed to get away. I cannot believe it. What just happened? I have never seen anything like it. Oh, I cannot believe that just happened. Baz absolutely saving his team. Dr. Baz the Irishman, give him a medal. How did they not cap? That was too slow. He didn't go in. He wasn't bold enough. There was a TagPro at home and he just couldn't take it home. I can't believe it. The Evil, we're going to overtime.
Oh, this is going to be really interesting, especially if BSG wins in the overtime. Winning with one cap after that controversy with the almost cap for Red Bull Salzburg just before the stop. That's going to be, yeah. As for the plays, I think Mikesy did an amazing thing with the TagPro. Grabbing, getting return for base, leaving an empty base to Nerol for grabbing, and he could easily clear out his own base. And that basically ensured them the win, along with some amazing offensive defense by Bass and Newcomb when Red Bull Salzburg looked sure to cap.
And just to update you, I mean, a lot of tempers streaming over on the stream. You know, I know people will want to see the group chat, but I'm a very big believer that the group chat is the group chat and not something that should be streamed. But, you know, Leroy and ZRW absolutely telling Newcomb in no uncertain terms how they feel about the cap that didn't count. Newcomb, I mean, you know, I don't think commentators are supposed to have opinions, but I would be inclined to agree. I mean, we're all going to have our opinions on this. Let's have a look at the straw poll results. Should it be a cap or should it not be? But I think one thing's for certain, when it comes to the Fair Play Award, I don't think Newcomb's team are going to be top of anyone's league anytime soon. The argument's all starting again. Fatman telling them to leave it. And I mean, he's right, Fatman. RBS just need to forget that and focus on overtime.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lost battle at this point. You can now argue all you want, but this is going to overtime, and the best thing any captain can do for his team is just lay this behind them for now at least. Take it later, and just be 100% concentrated on overtime.
And the straw poll, not conclusive, but a slight victory for the cap standing for RBS. 12 votes, taking that to the 9 votes saying it was not a cap. Probably 8 of those votes coming from Newcomb and 1 coming from his cat. But still, overall, the community very much split. But that was an absolutely sensational finish. That was, I mean, you know, controversy aside, that was phenomenal finish, and I can't believe RBS didn't cap at the end there.
Yeah, they definitely had the opportunity a few times, but I think we have to commend Newcomb and Bass for their amazing play, especially keeping them alone on 2 separate occasions from capping. It might have been a little bit too much nerves from Red Bull Salzburg not going for the cap, but they definitely did a good job keeping them away from getting the cap.
Sorry, I'm just reading the stream. People absolutely praising Baz. I mean, Chris, that was phenomenal by Baz there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, people.
I said Chris. Let Chris speak. Is Chris here?
Oh, okay.
Shut up,
yeah,
people.
He's not talking.
I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Yeah. Chris, I mean, as a defender, I mean, what Baz did there, I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it was his only option, but he did it really, really well. And the fact that he managed to get away, you know, it could have gone either way, but he used his experience and it really paid off.
Apologies to who is it? Someone, Pandana, who now says that they're deaf. Apologies for that. But yeah, this. I mean, I've commentated quite a few close games, but this is quite exceptional stuff.
Words from Newcomb.
Hello, newcomers. Do you have anything you wanted to say?
What are the overtime rules? I just want to know.
The overtime rules are 10-minute half. If there is no clear winner after that 10 minutes, it goes to a second 10-minute half. And if there's still no clear winner, it will go to a golden cap.
And I think we have cleared up the stop rules by now for overtime as well. So.
Okay, do you have the cleared out stuff?
The what, sorry?
Do you? What did you say? Sorry.
No, I was just saying that doing stops should be pretty clear to both teams by now as well.